So some pretty interesting things have been happening since I was turned away on Friday. I wasn't allowed to board a plane, having checked in. Whilst it was a nuisance, should we say, at the time, I thought the only thing I can do now is to surrender to this. And this is something I've been practicing quite a lot with over the last, I guess, 6 years or something, since stepping into the world of energy and manifestation and understanding how we are energy beings in these physical bodies, and understanding that nothing is more important than our vibration to be aligned with what can happen when we maintain a high frequency when these kinds of events happen. There's no point me getting angry. There's no point me reacting in a way that's, unfavorable. All I can do is accept the situation and then just remain joyful and happy and just be in a place of surrender. So I've got quite a few examples of this kind of thing happening over the last 6 or 7 years or so. I actually did an energy course with Mind Valley in 2019 when I really started to notice how my life shifted, when my energy shifted, when my response to events, which was seemingly negative, if my response was different, then the outcome of what then transpired was positive and different. As I got into the car, I started listening to this audio, this book. It's called A Happy Pocket Full of Money. And the very part of it, when I sat down and listened, it was all about accepting what we think are adversities and just accepting them as not adversities, just accepting them as gifts. Even when things appear to be not in our favor, we accept them as gifts. And when we do this, we start to shift. Like, we don't know what the universe has planned for us. We have no idea. And who are we to judge whether something is good or if something is bad? If we can just say it just is, and then we surrender into it just is, then really cool things transpire. And I've listened to quite a few channeled messages on this as well. Talking of channeling, I'm going to come onto that in a moment. So very much about when we find ourselves in situations where we think are not favorable, we can actually change our response to that situation, surrender, and just be cool. Obviously, some situations are a lot easier to deal with than others. So anyway, that's the premise, and it's very much something that works. In my experience, I would say every time. There's always a blessing in the adversities. So that night, I got back to Todos Santos, which is where I'm staying, and a friend of mine invited me for dinner, and I was very tired, but I said, yeah, let's do it. And I arrived at the restaurant before they arrived, and I heard this music coming from the bar around the corner, and I thought, I'm going to go check this out, because